Good evening and welcome to Paranormal Path Peeps. And tonight's guests are Lost Soul Paracon. How are you doing?
We're good, thanks. How are you?
Good,
I'm fine, thank you. I'm going to say congratulations on your last Paracon. It went really well, didn't it?
I know you make it sound like we've done loads. It was our first one.
No, but you really did well. You know, the photos, it looked fantastic. You had some great guests.
We're really
Chester was beautiful. It really was.
Chester is beautiful anyway, but I think next year's Paracon we're going to outdo ourselves this time as well. So
100%.
It's going to be exciting. That's all I can say.
That's brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it anyway. I'll be there the whole time. So yeah, it'll be good.
Here before we know it.
So many people I know went as well. So it'd be nice to sort of catch up with those, won't it? So yeah, really looking forward to it.
I think I don't know, I'm speaking for myself here, but I'm absolutely blown away by the amount of, positivity and things like that surrounded the event. There was no animosity. There was no like, the normal tensions and, I think at some past events, there've been like a bit of trouble or something like that. But ours, there was nothing like that. It was just, everybody just had a great time. And yeah, that's why I'm really excited for this year's, next year's actually.
Yeah, it certainly makes a difference when like guests can relax rather than just feel on edge. And you kind of go along and it's a safe place. And that's what you want for a weekend, isn't it?
You just want everybody to enjoy themselves more
than
anything.
Right.
We worked so hard for a year, obviously, to bring everything together. And, when Nikki obviously lives in Wakefield, I used to live in Wakefield, but now live in North Wales. But when you kind of working as like a group and you're in two separate places, it's really difficult to kind of sit back and say, is this what we're supposed to be doing? And, I'm very lucky that they kind of just said, just go with what you think, just go with it. And then like when I sat there and told them about the decoration and everything, they were like, oh, is there any chance we can probably see a mock-up? And I just mocked up my dining room table, didn't I? And I was just like,
oh wow.
I hope it looks okay.
Mocked it up and then cried.
I'm always crying.
But you have got a great attention to detail. You always have had.
Yeah.
You really have.
We have to reel her in.
Yeah, you did have to reel me in. And this year's budget as well, we've actually doubled the budget for the event decor this year as well. So that it is going to be huge this year. So it is going to be big. It's going to be big, and it's going to be bright, and it's going to be very dark and very sinister.
Yeah, we like dark. It's amazing, like you go into paranormal, you think light, but then you find this dark and it's intriguing, isn't it? The forbidden
We've had
world.
This theme decided for months and we've been so excited about it. It's like dressing this next event is going to be so much fun.
I don't know who's frozen.
I think it's Nikki that's freezing. I think it's the Wi-Fi.
No.
Oh, bless.
Hello.
We sometimes playing up.
We can sometimes have sort of technical issues, so we'll see how we go on it. It should be okay. Yeah. So would you like to introduce yourself, Jolene? Obviously, I've spoken to you before.
I'm Jolene. I'm 1/3 of Lost Soul Paracon, but I'm also a psychic medium. So I've known you, Jackie, for years and years and years now.
Yeah.
I probably don't need any introductions, do I? But yeah, basically Nikki is the second lot of Lost Soul Paracon, but we're also part of Lost Soul Paranormal as well. And we all came together as a trio, really. Gemma can't be with us tonight because sadly she's poorly. So, but the three of us kind of came together after, a few years of saying, there's something missing. There is something that's not, we want to have a whole weekend event where people can come together and people can actually enjoy and be immersed in the paranormal, but also not just being immersed in it, but being immersed in like mental well-being and things like that as well. So when we kind of came up with the concept, we were like, okay, how's this going to work? But it worked perfectly.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And we had so many different stall holders there of all different kind of denominations, you know, from the dark and, you know, the paranormal side of things. But then we had an aura photography booth. We had
Wow.
soaps there. We had so much fun doing what we did. And it's testament to the three of us though, because what's actually happened is we sold out the VIP tickets and we've not even announced a speaker yet. So, you know, we haven't announced any speakers and we've sold out the VIP tickets, and we've only got, I think we've only got about 10 phantom tickets left. So
wow.
Yeah, so we are very humbled by, you know, people's love of it really. And the amount of feedback that we had as well of the event, it was like, it's fantastic, because being women, we sat there and I said, oh, what do you think about us having a hairdresser or a makeup artist? And the girls were like, do you think that would work? And I was like, well, I'm asking them to do mine because I know for a fact we won't have any time to get sorted. So that's what actually happened. And they were used by other guests and they said it was an absolute amazing thing to do. So we're going to keep that for next year as well. So yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it can be difficult, like when you don't have a lot of time to get changed. I think we've got a bit of feedback, Nikki.
Yeah, feedback on yours, Nick.
Oh, sorry.
We're just having technical issues. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Paranormal Inc. They were absolutely awesome. So met them first time at the weekend, and they did an amazing speech. They want to know about chances for teams to talk at the Paracon. So how does it work with you?
So the Paracon, this time we've got our speakers already sorted. You know, we are now looking at, you know, 2027 for speakers and things like that. So, you know, we are working a year in advance. So now, obviously, we've got speakers for 2026 already. So 2027 is when we invite applications from speakers. So usually what happens is we do have a couple of UK people speaking, but obviously we do invite those, but we won't open that until probably June, July of this year. So obviously once we've got all the marketing, everything out for this year, then we will have a look at that. But no, it's great because the guys have got a stall at the Paracon anyway of Paranormal Inc. So it'd be really good to see those guys.
Oh, they are brilliant. Yeah, we really got on well. So, you know, I did enjoy it. I went to the Para Chat. That was in Hull. And it was just lovely to meet people I hadn't met before. And they're sort of out of my circle in a way, and it's great.
Yeah, I think doing things like that though also broadens the paranormal community, because, you know, people have their own little cliques, so to speak.
Yes.
And it's nice when something else pops up and something, you know, you can go along to it and you can meet new people and you can have, you know, these meaningful conversations, but also network with people, because you never ever know what's around the corner.
That's right. Yeah, because, you know, I want to sort of do collabs probably with some, and like I do go to Cleethorpes, so I will meet up with people in Hull, you know, and it's there, isn't it? Like I didn't really know anybody, and 4 people who sort of come to my events, mine and Barry's events at Newstead, they came along, so they were the only people I really knew. And yeah, it was just great, you know, to meet everybody, and we all chatted, we all got on, no ego, and you know, it's wonderful.
And that's the one thing that we won't have at our Paracon. And I said this right from the outset.
Yeah.
If there's people with egos and things like that, it's not, we don't want that. You know, we want people to come and enjoy themselves. And it's for us, it's about the evidence. It's about, you know, the networking. It's about the collaborations. And, you know, our podcaster for the weekend was Witchfinder Matt. And he basically came in and he boosted our TikTok profile and he boosted that TikTok profile for us. But then we've actually then gone from there, and we've made some amazing friends now through TikTok, through like the likes of Jinx Stories, Raised from the Dead, Big T. There's so many different people who we've made friends with, which is great.
Yeah, that's it. And I mentioned like going to Parachat, and I knew Nigel and Carol, and thanks for going, and they were brilliant. I sat with them and we had a laugh, and yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed that.
I think
So
it's good when you
fantastic
can do
weekend.
that though as well, because you've
Yeah,
always been like that. You always take yourself out of your comfort zone and just do something. Like you go camping on your own, and I'm like, I take
to
my hat off to you.
Rendlesham. Rendlesham Forest. That was pushing it, to be fair. And one night, yeah, I was scared, and I don't know why. The dog was freaked out. I was freaked out, and I just zipped a tent up, and that was it.
I don't know how you sleep in those sorts of places.
So it's a lovely event, very impressive, and the dinner was fab.
And that's great because Scott actually lives in Ohio, so they made the
Incredible.
trip over, and also I've seen a message from Ron Weeks as well. He actually traveled all the way from Las Vegas to attend, and those guys are coming back next year as well. So it's it's not just a UK event, it's international.
Yeah, that's it. And I don't watch a lot of TV. So, when you meet these people, it's nice to see them sort of fresh. I haven't got any preconceived ideas. I haven't seen any of the content, but you see them as people more. And that's my like first impression of them.
Yeah.
And
that's what we wanted. We don't, the speakers were actually on their tables in the middle of the stall holders in the Lost Soul Marketplace. So all of the speakers had their tables in there. So they were talking to other like stall holders, but they were also talking to members, the members of different teams. They were also talking about, they were talking to each other. So, the amount of networking, it's priceless, really.
oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh,
And that is kind of what paranormal is about, isn't it?
yeah.
Everybody's got their own beliefs and everything, but if you can just go have a discussion and you agree to disagree, we're all going to be different people, different ideas, but we're all ultimately trying to get the same answer, aren't we?
Yeah, but I think some people's intentions go a bit wayward though, and I think then it starts to become a huge competition, and I think that's where people get disillusioned, because I've had this conversation so many times with people, what happens in the afterlife. Obviously, being a medium, you kind of sit back and you say to people, well, obviously I can speak to the dead. I know what's happening in the future, but also when this kind of, you sit in a room and you don't get any activity whatsoever, but somebody else is getting activity elsewhere, you kind of sit back and say, well, actually, that's all right for them. They've had their own experiences, and it's I would rather have nothing happen than fake anything, than sit there and
God,
say,
that's true, yeah.
And that's why the paranormal community gets so disillusioned, because for entertainment purposes, these TV shows that are now, hyping the activity, and everything's a demon, and it's like, come on, guys, it's old hat now. You kind of jumping on the Zach Bagans bandwagon from 5 years ago. Think of something different.
Yeah, like I let people post on my group, but anything with dodgy hashtags, come on. I even put a post out like, I do not want this rubbish on my page. Come on, no hashtag demon, not or WTF, or I ran but I came back. Well, okay.
I hate that as well. I hate the clickbait stuff,
Oh, I won't have it.
This woman, this doll happened with this woman, and it's kind of like, what's the point? You already know what's going to happen. It's like, seriously, think of something different.
I saw one about burning Annabelle the other day. That made me laugh. I'm not even going to comment on that. But it's just like a bonfire with an Annabelle doll on it. Yeah, okay, really? As if,
Each to their own, I
It
guess,
was
isn't
just,
it?
yeah, it's just one of them. And apologies, I don't think the team will be watching, but hey, if things
Oh,
happen.
no, Nikki's obviously having technical issues, and she's like, I know
Oh,
exactly what
bless her.
clickbait you both mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you just can't help it, you know, and you just put your head in your hands, don't you? Think, oh dear. But yeah, it's, you know, and it is a problem with the paranormal field. AI, oh my God, AI, it's awful, isn't it?
But it's the future, though, isn't it? You know,
Oh,
we've
I
got to
know, but
kind of
there's so
embrace it.
much
But
rubbish.
it's gone beyond that now, though. It's like everybody's jumping on the, you know, the grey men, the shadow figures, everything, and it's kind of like, you know, we're all trying to kind of reach the same conclusion. We're all trying to get the same evidence, but what's the point in trying to use AI in order to do that? It's just it's defeating the whole object.
Yeah, what do you think about Tesla cars in the graveyards? They've got all the figures in there. Have you seen that one?
No.
No, you know how they've got they've got a little display in a Tesla, like they have a lot of cars. And then apparently, like, if people look into the graveyards on their display, it's got all like people as well as the gravestones. I don't know. It's an interesting one, isn't it?
I don't think I've seen that. I honestly don't think I've seen that.
Yeah. It's just amazing. No one's ever going to know what's real or fake anymore with AI, and that's it, isn't it? And you've just got to trust the people you know, haven't you? And then once you realise that they're faking it, that's it. Just like, bye. Don't want to know anymore, and that's it.
And I think usually that's what the world's coming to, though, now, isn't it? It's because if you can't decipher what's real or fake, you know, we shouldn't be in this. It's kind of like, you know, if you have to use AI to fake something, then where's your credibility?
That's desperate. Yeah, that's right. It you know, I do love what I do, and I do a lot. Oh, so David, can't wait for York 2026. But yeah, you know, it's just a beautiful city. I always get lost in there. I always get lost around York. It's massive.
I think Nikki and I have been to York now a few times with our American friends, and it's, you know, they always they love it. It's a great. Sorry, my dog's talking to me.
You're ignoring.
She's like, you're talking to everybody else and ignoring me. So
oh, bless you, mine's asleep looking.
I know, but she's
snoring.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, bless you.
But yeah, York for us was a no-brainer. You know, we've done Chester now, which is one of the most historic cities in the country. York was definitely going to be the next one on the list. So who knows what's coming next?
Yeah, I bet you know. You've sorted it nearly. I know. No secrets yet. We might get one or two out of you by the end of it. We'll see.
Yeah.
So Scott is a total open-minded skeptic, but would never discredit anybody's personal feelings or beliefs. It's not for anyone to discredit what anybody else believes, but faking it destroys any of those thoughts and discredits everybody. And that is so true and so right, isn't it? Because like you've got all these groups and which post rubbish on Facebook. It's an orb. Yeah, okay, whatever, you know, but then sometimes they'll come out with a story about their auntie and blah 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 blah. Well, I'm not going to say anything about that. You don't want to upset them, do you? You know, but you know, but if they've like got a story behind the photo, that gives it a bit more leeway, does you know? It gives it a bit more, to be fair.
Well, it's like I was watching TikTok the other night. I'm an absolute noob on TikTok. I have got no idea how to use it. And I'm just like looking at everybody's things. And
I saw you on TikTok. You're on somebody's page. Whatever it call it.
And I was like, what is this? And I was like, just watching away. But I came across somebody, and all it is just it was just bad mouthing other people. And I was like, yes, I understand people want to do that, and I understand that people actually sit back and want to debunk everything, but to discredit people like that, it's like it's not cool. It's not, you know, you can't do that.
No, no,
Lynn,
that's it.
yes, there is a code which is on the website under the guest information. Now, I have had a look on the website today for the hotel, and they've not released the dates yet for October the 16th till the 18th. So I am waiting for an email to come back from the hotel regarding what's happening with that. So once I know, I will email everybody and let them know.
Yeah. But yeah, ideally I do want to book into that hotel because
Honestly, it's
that's
beautiful.
part of it. Like if you do go to an event, you do want to be in the same hotel as where the event is. You know,
Definitely.
because it's not the same, is it? Like, oh no, I've got to leave, and then traipsing around trying to find your hotel. Especially when I always get lost in York. I don't know why I've got such a problem with it, but yeah. But you know, I've stayed in the Fleece, which is awesome place. But that's like well away from the railway station, like where the hotel is, isn't it?
Well, it's great, and that's why we picked that hotel, because we did
handy.
We did visit so many different hotels in York, and it was narrowed down to 2 of them, and one of them it just wouldn't have worked for us, and then it was just on a whim, really. I just said, oh, shall we just ask them if we can go and have a look? And we went to have a look, and it was like, wow. And I think as we walked round, it was, you know, this was a good few months ago. As we walked round, I was just like, right, we could do that. We can do that. We can do.
Good.
And it was just like everything all happened. And that's when the theme came up, just because we'd looked at the room and we were like, oh my God, that would just lend itself to that. So.
Wow, that's incredible. So as you're a medium, did you pick up anything spooky in the hotel?
To be honest, no. When I'm obviously, because it's negotiation mode, isn't it? You kind of step into kind of like that kind of like, it didn't really want to give away. But I think my poker face was absolutely rubbish on that day, because I just looked at Nikki and like she looked at me and it'd be like, oh my God, it's got to be. Yeah. But the Milner Hotel where it's at has actually just undergone such a massive refurb as well, and it's and I think, because we had the 1920s Great Gatsby for our first event, and we sort of walked in there, it was very Art Deco and it was very modern, but very, very beautiful. And it was as soon as you walk through the main, as soon as you walk through the main door and you can see the grand staircase in front of you, it was like, oh my God, that's wow. But then she actually took us down to a different part of the building where it was something to do with the old railway. So it used to be a hotel for the old railway, but it is actually haunted. So they took us up the back stairs, and they were all stone, and they were talking to us about the hauntings that had happened there. So it's really interesting. Yes. But I do think that they had to be, it had to be there. But it was really strange. And I'm not one for listening to kind of like gut feelings or anything like that, but it was just something that came up, and I'd seen a picture of it for about 4 days, and I just thought it'd be well out of our price range. I don't think we can make it work. But when we'd looked at it, we were just like, oh my God, it's beautiful.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, it's my holiday next year. So yeah, well, one of a few. Hopefully I'll be sort of doing more touring next year, and you know, just to get out and about, and obviously I'll be meeting new people there as well. And you know, it is nice, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's good because everybody's like a big family as well. So, you know, like there's none of this, we're the event organisers, you know, we're on hand all the time, you know, and it was, you know, from Friday evening right through to Sunday evening, you know, we were all there, and it was, I mean, I keep saying to everybody, I'm a bit of an ugly crier as well. And it was like, oh. But I think Friday night, you know, we're still on that hyper vigilance of, you know, how is it all going to work out tomorrow? Is it going to be all right? Yeah. You know, when we got there in the morning, we were setting up the banners and everything seemed to be going okay. And like anything, if there's anything that goes wrong, we just try to make it okay. And to be honest with you, we were so lucky that nothing went wrong really. The banners were a bit crap, so obviously we've taken that on board, and we've got new ones coming for next year. But we kind of, the haunted tavern tour was like herding cats though. But Everybody loved it because it was like, it just likened me to my holiday rep days in Faliraki back in 2002.
Oh, wow.
Guiding a bar crawl of God knows how many people, and you're kind of trying to keep everyone together, and it's like, have we got so and so? Have we got so and so? It's like, honestly, it was brilliant. It was good fun, but it was also the icebreaker I think that everybody needed for the next morning.
Yeah, that's right. You do get to know each other in a pub, don't you? Well, truly.
Yeah, and I think and I think obviously on the Saturday, once we'd started to have the speakers and we'd started to do some of the workshops as well, everybody got really involved. And then we finished those at about 5 o'clock, which left us about an hour and a half really for us to turn the room around for the event. And we had the most amazing band called the Cover Lovers, and they were fantastic. And even those guys were helping us like set things out on the tables, and Big T and Heather were helping us with the light up letters. And if I ever see another light up letter in my life, I will die, because they were the bane of my life, absolute bane of our lives. But yeah, it was great. And then to see people coming through the door in their dresses, and we're still setting up, and it's like, oh God,
oh no, panic.
We're not ready for you yet. And then obviously I think Nikki and I pulled it out of the bag though. We had about 5 minutes to get ready. It was literally upstairs, get changed, come back down. And it was like, oh my God. And I just remember sitting down at the table, and I was like, I'm shattered. I'm absolutely shattered. But it's, the food was tremendous. The food, we could not fault the food at all. And it was really, really lovely.
Nope.
And we just like, I think once we'd both kind of sat down with a glass of wine and a Malibu and Coke, we just kind of sat there, and it was just like, wow, we've done it. And I think now, looking back, I'm going to cry again now.
You looked amazing. There you go, from Scott.
Yeah. Just looking back, though, from it now.
Sophie says she did a good job. I can't mention that word. Phenomenal. I guess I can't say that word very well. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I just think...
Oh, bless you.
Looking back, we'd worked so hard. Oh, God.
Oh, bless you.
But it just meant so much to us, though. And it's like, we've got friends there who've now become family, and to see everybody, because like I bounce things off Sophie Davies all the time. She's a really good friend of mine.
She's lovely, yeah.
And for us to kind of sit back and say, look what we've achieved, look what we've done. And it's like the decompression on the Saturday night was fantastic, and we just needed that as well, I think. But if we will take anything away from it, is we will give ourselves more time next time. But yeah, it was just an amazing event. It was just such a great time, and I am just thankful to everybody that came, and
it's beautiful.
From Nikki, Gemma, and myself, we've always been very, very humble, and we don't portray ourselves in this such a way that we are untouchable. Do you know what I mean? I've been on TV, and like Ron Weeks basically came over because he'd seen me on a TV show, and
oh wow,
he said, I've come over because I wanted to meet you. And even then it's kind of like you get to know about people's families and things, and nobody's untouchable. That's the thing, and that's what we wanted, so we are very humble, and we were amazed really at what we did achieve.
That is lovely.
But yeah, I'm an ugly crier, and I think I cried so much on that Saturday night. And
no,
yeah.
it is beautiful though. Like you're real, aren't you? And that's the thing, you're real.
Well, I think
and you put so much into it.
We put all of our heart and soul into it. We worked, right up until the actual event. I think I was changing the table plan literally on the morning of the Friday because somebody had pulled out or somebody wasn't coming, and I needed to change some things over. And it was just, it was a bit mad, but, that's what we expected. But we did. Every single ounce of effort that we did was all us. We didn't have anybody else coming in. We didn't have anybody else helping us. So everything that people saw on the table was all us.
Actually.
So yeah,
But at least you know if it is you, then you know you're going to get things how you want it. And like the way I do everything myself, because people don't let you down, do they? No, people do let you down, so you can't let yourself down. So when there's the three of you and you want this and you know it's going to work because you planned it.
Well, I think that's the beauty, you see, because obviously, Gemma just lets us get on with everything. She, she's a great organizer on the day and things like that on the Friday. Sadly, she wasn't very well on this Saturday, so she went home. But Nikki and I are we are, like you've seen tonight. She's got red hair and she's got a black top on. I've got black hair and I've got a red top on, and we just do that naturally. It's not as though we've kind of coordinated it. What are you wearing? What are you wearing? And even on the night of the do, once we'd got dressed, we actually walked downstairs and I was just like, have you seen what we've done? And she was like, what? And I was like, red dress, black hair, red hair, black dress. And she was like, oh my God. But people actually said, oh, did you do it on purpose? And it's like, no, we didn't. It was just that, it's madness really. But like, even though we are so far apart, we're always on the WhatsApp group, we're always messaging, and I'm like, what do you think to this? And Nikki does rein me in because my creativity just goes haywire, and I'm just
I can imagine. Yeah.
I'm like, what do you think to this? What do you think to that? And I'm like, and Sophie as well. Sophie, I bounce ideas off Sophie, and I'm like, what do you think to this? And she's like, oh my God, that look amazing. And I was like, right, how do I do it?
Oh, awesome. So Lynn says, how many are going VIP?
So yeah, Jack is. So we have around about 60 going VIP. Obviously this may change because we do have something in the pipeline, but I can't divulge anything just yet. We're just waiting for things to come back. And once we have that, there may be more openings. But what we'll do is we will email the phantom tickets first to see whether they want to upgrade, if that's the case. But we're of the essence at the moment. We don't know what's going on with the VIP tickets and the phantoms, but we kind of left it like we did last year. So there is 60 VIPs. We've currently only got 10 phantom tickets left, and we've only got probably around about 40 of the spirit seekers left as well. So
that's impressive to say it's so far away. You've done really well. So well done.
I think Joe's creativity gives me anxieties. I know, Nikki, and I'm
is that on the budget side of things more than anything?
To be honest with you, I think what it is because I've got this vision, and we kind of like, because I've got the vision and I know I can achieve it, and then like I'll sit there and I'll go, just trust me on this, and she's like, oh, okay then, okay. But that's what I love though. So when I mocked up the table, I'd not actually seen it, and it's like, oh God, is it all going to work together? Is it all going to work together? And I mean, the name place cards were all hand foiled. So I'd actually designed those, printed them all out, and then hand foiled them. So everything was a labor of love on that, on the evening.
Oh, bless you.
But it was lovely because we'd actually put a thank you note in there and signed it from the three of us. So everything was like really meticulous, and the attention to detail. And that's what I do pride myself on.
That is your forte. Well, you've got a lot of fortes, but that's it.
But yeah, it did sell quickly, and it sold within the VIPs within 2 days.
Wow.
And that is just really, testament to our work. So yeah, 2 days. And yeah, the creative table names. So there is a story behind the table names, because both Nikki and I and Gemma have all investigated in America, but we've also investigated here in the UK. So we chose the ones that really stood out for us and what meant something to us. So the likes of Bobby Mackey's, we had the Merchant's House in New York, we had the Eloise Asylum, we had Ruthin Jail, we had Denby Asylum, we had Kirkstall Abbey, which we did as part of an LSP event.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's just so many to name, but yeah, it's
It's a shame about Bobby's, isn't it?
It is a shame.
You did
Massive
well.
shame.
So you actually investigated there?
I haven't, but Nikki and
Oh.
Gemma did. They went with
Oh,
the rape
wow.
chasers as well as Scott. So there's nothing this woman can't. There's loads of things I can't do.
You know your
Oh.
gins as well.
Oh, yeah, I do know
Yeah.
my gins.
You know your gin from your gin, to be fair,
Yeah,
which is
I do.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
must admit,
that's
I think working in the alcohol industry kind of does that to you, though. You tend to try an awful lot of those, don't you? So
yeah, but to actually know one from another that's a skill.
yeah.
It really is. I just
Oh,
drink
Bob,
it.
I've seen all of your vow renewal things. It
The
looks
photos
so
are absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love the photos.
Yeah, and it does give you, and I think that's probably why I got so emotional, is because when you actually see it, you know, when you see it all there in the flesh, and you do have this enormous sense of pride. And you know, I have got to give a shout out to my long suffering partner Mark. You know, 7.5 years we've been together, and
Wow.
you know, the spare bedroom was absolutely jam packed with things for the tables, and you know, bless it, and we've got a container as well, and that was full of things. And he was like, when is this stuff going? So I have to give him a little bit of a shout out, you know, because you know he's supportive as well, which you know makes a massive difference.
But there's a photo what you've put on your page, Lynn, and she looks absolutely stunning by that window. I love that photo. But yeah, incredible photos, and I'm just so glad you've done it. You know, it must be amazing. You know, and it just looks stunning. Bobby's will reopen, but new building over old site. Supposedly a see-through floor over the portal. Okay,
Wonder what will happen with that then. New building.
interesting. I hope it's as lively as the last one.
I know the girls said it was really good actually when they did, and oh bless Nikki, she was actually crying, and Nikki doesn't cry for anything, you know.
Oh,
But she, you know, like I do honestly, I couldn't pick. You know, we're like in sync all the time. You know, it's
brilliant.
it's like having a psychic conversation sometimes, and she'll know what I'm gonna say. And I mean, I've sent her pictures, I'm like, right, we're doing this year, and she's like, oh my god, and she's like, can we actually do that for the budget? And I was like, I'll make sure we can.
Oh,
So
bless
yeah,
you.
but yeah, and Kath cooks, and the words that she said to
I
us,
love her. She's so amazing. Yeah.
she's such a beautiful person as well.
Oh,
And
she is.
you know, she came up to us both, and I think we'd finished our meal, we'd kind of just let our hair down, and then she just basically said this beautiful speech to us. And it was
hope it
like,
goes well.
it was like, oh my god, you know. And then that was it. Then we were just both in floods of tears. But
Yeah, she's an incredible lady. She did go to the Parameet and she did warn me about something, but just to have a break, step away from paranormal. But actually, it was enforced because I broke my arm at the time. So I did have no choice but to step away. And oddly enough, I hadn't booked anything for 6 weeks. And my diary is always full. Like you've mentioned something for next year, and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I'm busy that Friday and Saturday, but it's just mad, isn't it? Yeah.
And you know, there's certain things like that. They will put something in place if they know you need to rest. They will put something in place so that you do listen to them.
Oh yeah, there wasn't a choice. I couldn't drive. Like people took me to Hinckley and brought me back. Barry John brought me back from Hinckley, which is and Amanda picked me up to take me, and it's just like, oh gosh, and they cut my food up for me. It was so embarrassing when you're having breakfast or eating, and like Barry saying, "Can I cook your food up? Breakfast up?" No.
Barry's such a lovely soul, though, as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
Like,
he
I
is.
love Barry to bits. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but
You haven't?
I've
Oh,
seen.
wow.
I've had a video reading with him once before,
Oh.
and I just remember like how warm he was when he was talking to me. But ever since then, I've kind of had a bit of a like I always follow him, and you know, things like that, and yeah, like Nikki says, you don't need, when you've got friends, it's an unwritten rule, isn't it? You do whatever you can for them.
I know. And he was really taking the mickey. And I was really growling at him, but so thankful.
If you can't take the mickey out of your friends,
Oh, I
can you
know.
take the mickey out?
It was like, oh my, it's like I never asked for help, and it's like
That's probably what they were telling you that you needed to do as well then. But you're very independent though, aren't you? I remember seeing you at Shell Island and you were like, your tent was battered. And I said to Mark, I was like, Jackie's at bloody Shell Island, look at the state of her tent. And he was like, oh my God, and
well, that one survived.
That's nuts. You are nuts.
I did sleep in a car one night because I got it wedged on sand at Shell Island.
Oh God.
Because I arrived in a storm. I'm sorry, if I book a holiday, I'm going. No matter what. So I was going to Rendlesham this year. The storm Amy was kicking off.
Oh,
so I thought, well, should I put my little tent up or take my medium size? So I thought, stuff it. I put the medium size up. And yeah, it was all right. It made it.
Oh, bless you.
It had trees around me, so I was protected.
Yeah. So what did you think of Rendlesham then?
Yes, very interesting. Wished I wasn't there on my own. From the perspective, there's a 3-mile footpath which takes you to the spaceship they have, the model, which is near to the field where it landed.
Mm-hmm.
And after a day walking, I thought, yeah, well, I found from the campsite, you just go up there a bit, then it's across, you find it. Well, I got my sat nav out after about half an hour walking, looked, and it was getting dark. I thought, well, I better come back because it's another 15 minutes that way. But then, as the night came in, it did feel really like the forest was coming alive. It's a very... It does feel like that in a lot of woods, though, doesn't it? As the night comes down, it does feel...
It does, and I think, do you not think it's because of the sight deprivation, because it's so dark and you can't see anything? So
it wasn't even dark. It was dusk then, but it was like the trees were chattering, and it was just, there's just something going off around me, and it was hi SPS, they're great mates. They're brilliant. I think they're coming to the Paracon
as
well.
So,
yeah.
God, everybody's coming.
We're gonna have a laugh. You need to go to Rendlesham, but in the end, I sort of caught up with Wayne Seaton, and he took me to the spaceship thing and showed me where in the field it landed, which I do believe it did. For people senior in the USAF to actually say that they've seen something, to actually touch it, to describe it. It's there, isn't it? You're not going to screw your job up.
Well, it's like, like we were talking the other day, and my father-in-law was reading a book regarding some alien activity and things, and he actually said to me, you need to read the book, because he really likes stuff like that. So I find it really interesting. I can talk to him about it. But what interests me is that this disclosure, this whole topic around being able to discuss everything and have everything out in the open. I mean, why are they hiding things like this? This is what I don't understand, is why do they need to hide it? Because at the end of the day, the technology that we've actually got now was developed by, I think, a higher power, but that was developed years and years and years ago, and we're just starting to see it now, obviously coming through, like, the electric cars and this, that, and the other. And
that's right.
It's madness, really. And I don't really look into UFOs or anything like that, but over the last probably few months, this is where my psyche kind of kicks in a little bit. But I've been having really weird dreams, and I think I remember telling you about one before, when I was on like a steam train, and I was in Victorian dress, and I was in period dress.
Wow.
And I stepped off this steam train, and I could see things like aliens that weren't actually, they were humans, but I knew they weren't humans.
Wow.
And when I stepped back onto this train, I could see all these cameras everywhere that were monitoring all these people, and it was so futuristic, but it was so vivid and it was so real. But then I'd had another dream where there was like a subterranean inside a mountain, And this it was a car garage, actually, of all things, a car garage. And I drove my car into it, and this car garage just disappeared under the water. And it was just there. There were just so many people in there. And I was like, where have I come to? But then a couple of weeks ago, I've had another one where I'm actually myself. And as I'm looking and walking, I can see people in the same clothing. But then when I've looked through some glasses, they weren't in the same clothing. They were in something totally different. So this is so strange, really strange things happening at the minute.
Yeah, it is in the news as well, isn't there? Because there is something on its way. And the press are going, oh, it's coming tomorrow. Well, that's about a week ago. And, you don't even NASA say things, and we don't really know what's happening. And it's all about what the press want to report something else as well.
Well, it's like anything with the press, though, isn't it? Anything that's going to sell newspapers, and anything that's going to, that's going to give us that. I always call it the doom news, because there's nothing ever nice in it, is there? And I think that's all they're wanting to do is it's basically, the aliens sort of propaganda, and they just want to cause anxiety amongst us more than anything, because, the first thing that they say is, oh, they're going to attack us, or they're going to do this, and it's kind of like, that I don't think they are, to be honest.
They could have done it if they'd have wanted to. They could have done it anyway, So, no, oh dear, the news have sort of picked the way things want to go and just go for it, don't they? And yeah, there seems to be a few sort of plans in place one way or another.
You know what? Honestly, I'd welcome it, to be honest with you, because I'm of the essence that we're not the only ones here. We're not.
That's right. I believe
that's the God's honest truth, and we're not, we're not the only race that's in this vast universe either. So there's got to be something else out there.
Oh, I've got Mark. How are you doing? Haunted Auckland, but yeah. It is fascinating. We don't know what's happening. I am really intrigued by the ancient civilization, the Mayan cities. I have been to Chichen Itza, Ishmael, Eshkare, and they're just beautiful. And it's like, well, why did people leave? And I just like it. And like, it's bless you. And there's there's pictures of aliens, aren't there, on the pyramids as well, spaceships.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that the Mayans sort of align a lot of the temples to the sun and the moon, and the solar system and stuff. And it's amazing. Like at the equinox, Chichen Itza, El Castillo, it's like a serpent's just coming down. The shade is causing a serpent to come down the pyramid.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating how they did this.
It is fascinating. And when you kind of look back through the history books, I was never a history buff when I was younger, and I hated history in school. But when you look back through, like the ancient civilizations, like you're saying, there are depictions of other races. They were writings on the walls and things like that. And even like our Air Force, our military and things like that, obviously they know what's going on, and they have classified information and things, but there's got to be these subterranean underground chambers, with things that we can't possibly know about. There's obviously got to be spaceships here, there and everywhere. People are always saying that they see them in the night sky, and it's kind of, it's interesting. And I think I need to do a little bit more research on it.
Yeah, there's a great guy from the US who I've spoken to twice, and I certainly need to speak to him again. He's absolutely incredible, and I think his partners are with the ladies an abductee as well. So that's fascinating. I did want to.
Yeah, I think I spoke to somebody who was who was very alien orientated on a podcast once. I think that was for another event that we were doing, but I think I had to cut that short because it was a bit too familiar for my liking, and it was like, no, I'm not. I don't really want to talk about this, but I think he'd been drinking, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you don't want that, do you?
No.
Hi, PSI. So PSI, we're the hosts of Parachat, and yeah, it was incredible. And I've got memories from that weekend, and I've met some new people who were great, and some have tuned into the show. And one of the guys actually contacted me last night, and yeah, sort of chatting about things spiritual, which is lovely, and yeah, it was incredible, and
I love seeing your
this,
little face when you talk about things like that, because
I
it's
know.
nice when it's
No,
nice
it's
to
really
have
dodgy
things.
because, like, oh my gosh, like somebody Carol got photos of me. It's like, and my face is awful. It keeps changing. I'm ideal for panto. Like I'm in panto soon, so my face changing. It's cool. It's natural, but uh,
What are you
I've,
doing in panto this year? Because I know you love that, don't
oh,
you?
Cinderella, I'm the ugly sister. Yay, natural. But yeah, oh, yes, I am.
Oh,
But
bless
yeah.
you. I bet that's great. Do you get booed and things like that on the stage?
Well, I was Wicked Witch. Oh, and that was
Oh,
incredible. And there's a lady on the front row, and she was hurling so much at me. And it was like, it's so brilliant, I'm just like throwing it back at her. It's brilliant. And then at the end, I sort of said, oh, I shook her hand and said, oh, thanks so much. You made it, because people do heckle and it's great, but some just go too far. And she was
yeah.
right, I mean, she were going for it, but fair, not even near the line, but yeah. So yeah, I just like it. It's just,
I do think people do go all out though, don't they, for panto? It's
oh
like,
gosh, yeah.
they're like, they do say things, and if you've got to have thick skin to do stuff like that, Jack.
It's only 3 weeks away.
Oh my
I've got to
God.
go to the next rehearsal without a script. Oops.
That's mad.
Yeah, I know.
I do take my hat off to you though. You do such a good job with that as well.
It keeps me going. I'm actually treasurer of the theatre company as well. So, I do that and sorting out everything. Well, between us, we do. I'm not one for doing the production side of, go and help, but I'm not the one who can build sets or do anything artistic. But
Can you hear my dog?
yeah, bless her. Oh, she's lovely.
She's like, you're ignoring me. You're ignoring me. What's the matter?
Yeah. And mine just snores. He hasn't started snoring yet, actually. But yeah, he's just so used to like me chatting, and yeah, I think he's just glad I'm in. To be fair, because yeah,
she's just stood there at the back door waiting for me to let her out. She is, and I'm just like, no, not just yet. You can just wait. So
oh bless you.
She just keeps going, but she does that anyway. It's like, I don't know if anybody's got a golden retriever out there, but they are so needy, and she's like, can you hear her?
It just sounds like she's speaking.
This is what
She's
she
nearly
does on a
coming out with
morning.
words.
So on a morning, she runs up the stairs and she dives over the blanket box that we've got at the bottom of our bed, and she just jumps on everybody. And she's like, good morning, I'm here.
Oh wow.
But yeah, she is uber funny.
Yeah, they are incredible, aren't they? Like,
she is incredible, to be fair. She's because obviously I became quite poorly earlier on this year.
Yeah.
And obviously nobody knew what was wrong. I've obviously got a diagnosis now, which is great, but I'm still suffering, so it's not great. But she was the one that kind of knew that there was something wrong, and going out walking and things like that with her, she used to jump up at me and tell me to come back, and like she's only 2, so she's I've only had her a couple of years, but she's so in tune with me that if I'm having a flare or anything like that, she just sits. She doesn't moan at me or anything like that to let her out, or she doesn't moan at me to do anything, and she's just so intuitive and so lovely.
They are amazing though. Cole says, you want my 2 boys first thing in the morning. You don't need a wash. Oh, bless them. Yeah, they're beautiful. And yeah, they are great company, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Just let her out, because she's not going to stop
that's fine. Yeah. But thanks everybody who's watching. If you've got any questions for Jolene, please add them to the chat. So Jolene, she's a great medium. So if you've got any questions about mediumship, she doesn't know I'm asking this. please go ahead. And also, any questions about a Lost Soul Paracon? And she totally missed what I said there. Or not. But yeah. But it's all quiet now.
I know. Well, she's stopped talking to me now because she's like, the first thing I did was just open the door and she's run straight out. So she was just like, oh. But there must be something in the garden that she wants because she doesn't really moan like that. She's just, but yeah, she's a good dog, really.
Yeah, mine didn't like being outside when I first got him because I got him at 2.5 years as a rescue.
Oh.
But then, like, he loves being outside now. It's a good job because we go camping. And like when we mentioned Rendlesham earlier, there's one night he just wouldn't go outside the tent. He's really freaked out.
But they know, though, don't they, the animals?
Yeah.
They know that something's not quite right, and they do have that sixth sense, don't they?
Yeah, and also there's there's a motorhome right next door to me. That was all what was on the campsite in the middle of Rendlesham. That was a bit dodgy. I thought, oh my gosh, I hope they don't leave. Me totally on my own because I was actually worried about that. Because there's also a car park nearby, and you don't know what happens in these car parks, do you? What can you say? And yeah, I was a bit concerned about that, but luckily they were there during my stay. And they said, like, the same night I had problems, I spoke to them, and they said that something was glinting in the field that night. Wow. And they let the dog out, and the dog went ape. We don't know what it was, whether he'd found a squirrel or something. You don't know, do you?
See you later, Scott. Lovely to speak to you again.
See you next year. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yours
is. God bless you.
I know.
One won't go out when it's raining, but we'll jump in a river. Yeah, that's Rocky. Mo's like anything, but well, it's not necessarily. Rivers are a bit clean for what Rocky likes to jump in.
Oh, she will find, honestly, if I take her out for a walk, she will find the smallest patch of water, whether it be mud, whether it be anything, and she'll just lay down in it. There's just nothing to stop her. And even now, when I bring her back and I say to her, it's shower time, she just walks straight into the shower now. I don't even have to, like, put her in there. She just walks straight in because she knows. And then she gets out and then she sits by the bottom of my bed, ready for her blow drying.
Oh my God.
She's such a diva, honestly. She's like that. Just, blow drying me.
Oh my gosh. Mine freaks out. He won't go anywhere near the bathroom. He doesn't want to. He doesn't like clean water near him. He's absolutely awful. And as for a blow dry, no, he doesn't like it. It worries him.
Well, she's petrified of the Hoover, so I don't know what's happened.
That's weird then, isn't it?
Petrified of the Hoover, doesn't like that, but will listen to the hairdryer all day.
That's not logical, but hey, they are what they are, aren't they?
It's a bit strange, really, but yeah, she's a weird one.
Okay, so is there anybody that you can release as a guest, or a little hint, or something? Awkward.
Should we give you a bit of an exclusive, shall we? So
yeah, go on. Is that all right, Nikki?
Maven is definitely part hippo. She is, yeah. Oh dear. She's probably just waiting now. She's probably just waiting for
Oh bless.
But yeah, we have an amazing guest coming along. I'm quite happy to announce that we've got Paul Goddard, who's the hypnotherapist.
Awesome, yeah.
He's going to be coming, and we are going to be doing some past life regression with Paul Goddard. So that's going to be amazing. So yeah, so he's our first speaker that we've announced. So
incredible.
We were going to announce it last night, but we just said we're on here, so we thought we might announce him tonight. So yeah,
awesome. So I was due to have a past life with Paul. I've got major issues with mine, and he had COVID, so he couldn't make it. So that went wrong. And then another lady was going to give me a past life. She had family issues. She couldn't. So it's like, I just need to sort this. I really need to sort my past life out, but I don't think it'll wait till October. It's just doing my head in at the moment. Oh, right. So Carl's got a lot of strange things happening in his house frequently, but Carl's very in tune as well. So that sort of draws them a bit closer. Yeah, too late.
So
But yeah,
so we've
oh,
got
yeah, it will
full
be.
Gavard attending, so that's going to be fantastic. So yeah,
Yeah.
and we're going to start announcing some of the speakers as well now. So keep an eye out weekly for the next ones, and yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, so it's group page Lost Soul Paracon 2026, isn't it?
God, yeah. It's madness, really, because we said back in October of last year that when we started to do this, obviously it took a year for it to come through, and we were like, oh, we've got all the time in the world, and we're now talking about 2027. So we're like, we are a year in advance. So we're already on the hunt for a new venue. We're already doing things like that. So it's watch this space.
That's brilliant. So I'm going to know somebody else who's going then, Paul. He is so cool though.
Yeah.
He is.
We have got, we've got some really great people come in this year. And without giving any spoilers, I am really happy with the lineup. I have said we are just waiting on one person.
Yeah.
But obviously, that is the penultimate for us.
You are dying to tell us. I know.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
Yeah, I know you're not. I know you're not. You're so dying to mention it, and yeah, you will as soon as you can.
The thing
is
I know that once we announce them, it'll just go viral, and it will be, that will be the icing on the cake, and it'll be kind of like, oh my God, that's amazing. So, and I think every single paranormal team will be like rushing to get their tickets. So
be warned, anybody who hasn't got the tickets yet.
I know.
You best sort it quickly.
There's only a few left.
Yeah, that's it. So obviously the VIP ones have gone. 2 days and I've got one. Yay. I don't know. I just had to jump on it. I just wanted to, and that was that. Sort of missed out on this year's. I was close to booking, but and it's like, oh, do it. But I just had too many commitments, and
and you know what? It's our first event was obviously our debut event, which was the York, not York, was Chester. And, we weren't sure how it was going to be received. We weren't sure, whether it was going to be a success. And, for a first event, we did well. In fact, we did awesome. But for our second event, for those that were there at our first event, it's going to be bigger and better than what we did the first time round.
It's very exciting. Oh, okay.
Huge.
Really intrigued. Wow.
Huge.
Oh, the cool kids.
News coming
I haven't
up.
been cool for ages. So thanks for that.
So it's all the cool kids have got them, but there's room for a few more cool kids.
Yay.
Sophie's got hers as well.
It'd be nice to see you as well, Sophie. I haven't seen you for absolutely ages, and that's it, isn't it? But okay. Interesting. We'll have to check that one out. But yeah, so anything else you can tell us then?
What else?
Have you got any other events on where?
So we have. So Lost Soul Paranormal, which is Gemma, Nikki and we have a Wraith Chasers event that is coming up in March. Yes. I think there's Nikki might have to give me a shout here, because I think there's only 4 tickets left for that. Wow. And that's going to be at the South Yorkshire Air Museum. So that is the end of March. But I can't remember what date it is, because Nikki sorts all of that out. But we've also got a Lost Soul Paracon investigation, which is quite new to us, because we kind of said we didn't want to branch out into we didn't want to branch out into public events and things like that. So it's only open to paranormal teams or people that we know, because this location is absolutely unbelievable, and it's never really been investigated, but
it's incredible.
but it's beautiful. But we are really pleased with that. But that's happening on the 21st of February. So if there is any paranormal teams out there that want to come along, it's a sleepover event. There is only 10 tickets left for that one as well. So, when we do something, we do it well. And, we pride ourselves on, there's 2 tickets for the South.
2 tickets.
Yeah, 2 tickets for the South Yorkshire Air Museum. That's in March. Nikki, what date is that?
As I check my calendar, which is like so full.
21st of March. That one is. And then we've got the Castle event, which is the 21st of February. Jennifer, yes, it is. So if you go to the website and it is on the, if you have a look at investigations and merchandise on our website, there is a deposit option that you can pay now. And if you want to pay the full balance, you can do, but full balances will be required by the end of Jan.
Looks like I've missed out on that one, but it's a great location. It really is.
It's amazing. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever been anywhere as haunted in my life, and that's me saying something.
Wow.
And it's one of these places as well where you can be in 3 places, 3 separate places, and you all have activity.
Mm-hmm.
It's that amazing.
Yeah, I've sort of done it. It's great. Yeah.
So
sort
yeah.
of Doncaster. Yeah. So I've sort of gone into...
gorgeous. Doncaster's a lovely area as well. It's very peaceful there.
Yeah.
But I remember being there once before, and I heard a man whispering, and I could hear him quite clearly. So it is going to be interesting what happens on the 21st of March.
Yeah, and there's certain area. 21st. Yeah, there's certain areas where I've known at least 2 people be quite ill as well. So it's quite a strong energy place as well. So beware. But yeah, it is incredible. I did host at my own public event with Barry there, and it's a great night. Yeah.
You do definitely. A lot with Newstead Abbey as well, don't you?
Yes. So Barry sort of has got into Newstead, and we sort of host public events there. And it's just such a stunning building. So lucky to get it, and I help him. And yeah, the history of the Byrons, and there's a particular female spirit now. The first time I was there, when I went out the door, I heard somebody say Jackie. Now I turned round, and Barry's sister was directly behind me, and she said to me, "Someone's just said your name."
Wow.
And I didn't even say, and Barry didn't hear, but that was the last 3 of us just locking the building. Now, there's this spirit who keeps talking to me, communicating, coming forward. So I think I know who it is now. And it's somebody that I, about 8 years ago, sort of communicated with the same spirit. And there's some history. And what I'm getting through is different from how history's been written. So I'm intrigued in sort of trying to prove it more and more. And it's an interesting one, that one.
I was going to say, it might be beneficial for you to speak to Mandy.
Yeah.
Because she's got a knack of uncovering so much that isn't actually written in the history books. So, it's written down, but it's obviously there's certain things that she uncovers that you probably wouldn't even think about. So it might, might have a look at that. But Martin Stewart's just said, do we get down the southwest at all? So, but yeah. So I'm heading to Plymouth soon. So that's as far southwest as I go. But obviously I like Devon and Cornwall and that area. So yeah, it just depends on where you mean in the southwest, or what you actually, if there is something that you want us to have a look at, then do let us know.
And Nigel got an EVP there at Newstead, and Nigel got an EVP calling me as well.
Oh my God.
One of the spirits called me something nasty. Yeah, an EVP.
Well, the castle, it was quite funny because there was a girl in front of me as we were walking down one of the corridors, and something touched her. But as she was walking, she felt it first, and then somebody pushed me as well. And I turned round, and she looked at me. And she said, "Did you just push me?" I was like, "No, we didn't touch you." But then we were all sat in the library area, and
there you go.
Talking.
That's what I got called.
Oh my God.
Nice, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what I did.
Well, the panto, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
But that's, the castle is obviously, we were in the library area and we were all sat down, and somebody had actually scared one of the other guests that were there. And I was recording at the time, just an EVP, and you actually can hear a man underneath her saying, and it said, "Go get him." And you can hear it as clear as day.
Oh my gosh.
And then you can hear a child scream as well. It's like a baby's scream. It's madness.
I just can't get EVPs. I think it's my energy.
I don't think it is. I think it's, when
or
you're
my
talking,
ears.
when you're talking and things like that, it's more of a, they use that energy to come through, don't they? And that's when you usually get those EVPs, those class A ones. And I mean, we were all talking, and you've got to really listen to it to be able to hear it. But you could clearly hear, and it was somebody who was stood right near me, and I was nowhere near the girl who said it. And you can clearly hear a man say, "Go get him." Yeah. Sophie was there actually on that night, and she was just like, "This is crazy. There's no way we can explain this."
I love this crazy world, like people go, the ghost hunters, this, but wow, some of the stuff that we've had happen and like different investigations, it is crazy. Like the speech I did on Saturday, it was crazy. I thought, well, shall I go full out craziness? Well, we went so far on the crazy mode, but people just think this is mad, and a lot of what we do is, isn't it?
It is really, and like Nikki and I and Gemma have been invited to go to the Priest Cottage. They're doing a
awesome,
paranormal. I think it's called the Spook Fest. I think it's called.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But we've been invited there, and we're going to be talking about something that hardly anybody talks about. So that's really interesting because I've obviously lived in Wakefield. That's how Nikki and I met. And I lived there for a number of years, and there's a certain place in Wakefield that we're going to be discussing, and it's honestly, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I've been invited there. My friends are Paranormal Truth, and they're sort of helping on the event.
Ruth is lovely.
I know that they are also. I should be seeing them this weekend, so have a private investigation on Friday. So they're coming down, and they're on the team with Barry as well. So yeah.
Give her my love, won't you? She's so lovely.
Yeah. Oh my God, they both are. And we sort of did a place. Oh, Mexborough. There's a newish location in Mexborough, and we went there with them. And
was that the watermill?
No, it's right opposite the castle. It's actually a business centre, a training centre. It's got about 6-7 rooms. Absolutely stunning. Great place. And, we got in there at Prospect House. That's it. We got in there early. Hiya.
Speak of the devils.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, I obviously because Ruth's from Barnsley that way, and obviously because like Nikki and I and Gemma are all from Yorkshire, it's that kind of that little affinity, isn't it? When you get those Yorkshire lasses together, it's nice. But you'll have to tell her to take you to Wombwell Woods. That place. If you think Woods Rendlesham is creepy, go to Wombwell.
I've heard of that.
It's off the scale. It's absolutely horrible.
Oh, have they got a campsite there?
I don't think they have a campsite, but I think you could camp in there at your own risk.
Yeah.
But
I've got to camp in Cannock Chase. Yeah, I've not can't believe I've not done that yet.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. There's no stopping me. It's what it is, isn't it?
Do you
The
know
people are
what?
worse.
This is what I love this. Since he's returned from the Paracon and told people about the event, more and more people have opened up to him about their experiences that they said they were afraid to. And that's what I love about this, is when you start talking about things, people start telling you about their experiences, and they're like, oh, it's such a big subject, and am I going to be ridiculed for talking about it? And it's like, no, you're not. And it's, people either believe it or they don't, and until they've had their own experiences, they won't believe in it. And yes, you can have even the most hardened skeptics, but if they have something that they can't physically explain, I think that's where their turning point lies.
That's right. Like for years, like I always found an excuse. I even had things happen in my pub. It was my energy basically what caused it. So I can't say poltergeist because it's actually me doing it. Smashing glasses, things like that. When I
We
was
won't have
angry.
smashing glasses.
Yeah, but no, it was just like certain-ish things. Like I was really like steam coming out my ears, like angry about something, and I saw a white light go towards these shot glasses, and two at the bottom went, and they all went. It was like, oh, okay. And I was going to accuse my ex of throwing something because I just saw a white thing go, but unfortunately, CCTV didn't capture it.
Oh,
I've had noises down the cellar like an explosion. That worried me. But yeah, I kind of like, yeah, you just kind of ignore things, and then something happens. Like, oh god, this is real.
this is mad though when you're talking about pubs and things like that, because we grew up in a pub. So my parents had a pub when I was younger, and I remember working behind the bar one evening, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and me and my friend Rachel had gone into Huddersfield, and we'd come back, and we were asleep in the main pub area, and my friend Rachel woke up and she said, Joe, who's that little boy? And I was like, what little boy? And then turned round, and I'd seen this little boy in period dress, and he disappeared down the cellar.
Wow, that's incredible.
He had like breeches on and things like that. And then I saw him again, and this was like on a New Year's Eve, and my parents obviously had a lock in, and it was about 6 a.m. and he was stood at the end of the bar, and I said to my mum, do you see him? And my mum was like, see who? And I was like, the little boy at the end of the bar. And she was like, no. And another lady had actually seen him the same night.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, madness, isn't it?
Pubs are brilliant though, aren't they? You know,
Yeah.
you've got all the energy, you've got the emotion of years, you know, people being upset, people celebrating, and yeah, it's just a sort of cauldron, isn't it?
Not just
sadly,
that, though, it's like the history that's attached to it. You know,
oh
like when you go
gosh,
to
yeah.
Plymouth and you go down the Barbican and things like that, and you can actually see like the old ship in and stuff, and you know that they used to be used for smuggling, and you know, even when you go to Whitby and Scarborough and all those places, and you think, oh my god, the history that's here. You know, even Golden Fleece and the Black Swan in York. You know, we talk about all of these, you know, the pubs where the history is so ripe, and it's yeah, I love stuff like that.
I was due to stay in the Black Swan, but it got an eye ulcer, so I had to just let it go, which is a shame. But I've been to Fleece with Richard Felix, but yeah, stayed there for a couple of nights. They were good ones. Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, people are sort of, I don't know, they just don't want to believe in that. You know, that's great, and everyone's got their own freedom of choice, haven't they?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, people who say it's fake, it's because, you know, there is obviously no rational explanation for it, and people would rather just say that it's fake than trying to have an explanation for things. It's like me, I don't know why I'm a medium. I don't know why I was made like I was, you know, what is the theory behind it? And I'm kind of coming to a bit of a crossroads at the moment where I'm kind of understanding a little bit more of why I am like I am. And
oh wow,
it's mad. I was speaking to my mum the other day, and you know, like my mum's been quite poorly recently, and we were just talking about things, and my mum, for the first time in her life, actually said to me, I'm ever so proud of you. You're so much more powerful than what me and your gran was. But apparently, because I can read photographs, so I can pick up a photograph of somebody and actually read the energy from that photograph.
wow,
And apparently my great grandmother was able to do that. And my mum said that my gran was never able to do that. And my gran was part of the spiritualist church in Quarmby in Huddersfield, and there's her name on the plaque in there and everything, because she was like a medium. And even my mum said, you know, I can't do half of what you can do. And she said, you know, I'm ever so proud of you. But yeah, but it's mad. It is mad, because I actually said I called them, and I said, I did ask them, you know, give me a sign of what I'm doing is the correct thing that I should be doing, and everything has just come to fruition, everything. So I'm on the right path now.
That's brilliant. And your path and your journey does change, doesn't it? And, you know, mine has. You know, I'm now doing public events with Barry, which is incredible. And we've got quite a lot of exciting things lined up for next year.
That's
and
amazing.
I can't mention it. No.
Can we not?
And I'm not mentioning it. No spoilers. I'm dying to, but yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? But yeah, but you know, you just do. You just find your journey takes you in different directions, doesn't it? And like my mediumship, whatever I had of it, it's just gone. I don't know what's going on. Hey, welcome! Yay!
I don't think it just goes. I think it kind of changes.
Well, it's buggered off, I tell you.
I do think it's
to investigate. Welcome.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I just think your mediumship never really leaves you. I think it just lies dormant again until something piques your interest in it, and then it just kind of awakens it. And I think, you know, I've had times when I sat there and, you know, when my mum had the massive accident when I was 10, you know, I had everything just go for like 3 years. I had nothing, and I felt so withdrawn. But then it started happening again. But they only give you things when they want you to have them. So there must be something in around you that you need to be focusing on at the moment for you to not have anything.
Panto lines, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but we need to do that.
If somebody says he's behind you, then
yeah, that's not one of my lines. So yeah.
Oh, so what date is your pantomime on?
It's the first week of December.
Oh
so,
my gosh. It's
exciting. We're sort of getting a lot of rehearsals now. There's one tomorrow, but it's a last minute one, so I'd already got going to my sister's for my birthday, so that was like prearranged, so I can't make that one. But rehearsal Wednesday, and then Sundays doing the set on Saturdays. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's that time. Yeah, that's it. And we've got a different venue, so the set we've really got to downsize, because we had a school before and it had a fantastic stage and it had what you needed, whereas now we're in a social club with a stage, and we've got to get stage extensions, and you know, you just got to think of it a different way. And I'm not that way. I can't do a set. You know, you can or you can't. I'm not. I'm not practical in that way.
Nikki will be sat there going, "Don't be getting any ideas, Joe. No ideas."
Oh gosh, no stage extensions. Oops.
But it is true though about the spirit links, and it running in families, you know, and it does skip people as well. So that is true.
Yeah. But I want to thank you so much for the chat. It's been brilliant.
Oh, do you know what? We always do this, don't we? We always come on and we always like sit there and go, oh, an hour and a half, what we're going to find to talk about? And it just goes so quickly.
Yeah, I don't know how we got onto UFOs, but we did. And I
think we've covered every single topic we probably could do tonight. We've talked about Panto, we've talked about aliens, we've talked about UFOs, we've talked about Paracon. We've talked about dogs. I know she's still outside, so she hasn't come back in yet.
Bless you.
But no, thank you so much for having us.
But so how do people get tickets to join your group page, don't they?
So if you have a look at Lost Soul Paracon, the tickets are on the events page. Obviously VIP have sold out. We've only got 10 phantom tickets, which does include a 3-course meal at the Sinister Soiree, which is our gala ball, which we've got. So that is a dark gothic fairy tale themed event. So
new fancy dress, yay!
So yes, fancy dress. And you know what, the fancy dress costumes from last year were absolutely amazing. And are we covering small folk, Jennifer? I can't really tell you anything about that yet, but we are covering everything.
There you go then. So that'd be a yes. Maybe.
So, yeah, I'm like sat there going, I'm not giving you any further information. But yeah, we are covering so much topics this year. And it's great. So we've got Paul Goddard. He's coming along. He's going to be doing past life regression for us.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about it. Oh, can we cover small folk? I think we've run out of time.
Oh, I see. Oh, bless you. Unless we go over to TikTok, but I don't know what you've got on.
To be honest with you, the Fae is honestly, I love it. You know, I'm very much an outdoorsy person.
It's intriguing. Yeah, I am.
I feel at home, like when I take the dog out, I have to go near trees. I have to go near water.
It makes a difference, doesn't it? The trees.
Yeah.
Like when I get fed up, I go in the trees. It's lovely. It's just
But I always talk to them though. That's the weirdest thing, because I'm always like, thank you, thank you for letting us come here. And I feel stupid sometimes. And but I do always say, the Fae, people say that they are evil little mischievous beings, but I do believe that they do a lot of good as well. They only mischievous and things like that for things that don't serve us properly.
I love that. And I keep losing things. Like, oh my gosh, in the hotel room at the weekend, I was losing everything. I lost my glasses. I think it because I was getting ready to do my presentation and think, oh gosh, he's just sorting everything out. And then I just kept losing stuff. And it's like madness. And then they're like on a table which I didn't even use. Like, why are they there? But yeah.
You're like me. I go like that. I walk around looking for my phone and I'm on it talking and I'm like looking for my phone and it's like, look at my hand and I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I nearly got my dowsing rods out, to be fair. Because I was like, maybe they can show me where it is, but it's there.
Oh dear.
But thanks so much. Get your ticket quickly before a great big announcement drops very soon. And keep an eye on the page, Lost Soul Paracon. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for all your comments. Thanks for watching and have fun whatever you're doing. Bye.